Today we're looking at Psalm 5:11. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. We're looking at this verse, and we find several words that talk about joy. There is rejoice. That means to make glad, to delight in. Then we have the phrase shout for joy. It literally means to give a ringing cry in joy. It many times is used in context with music, so it's associated with singing joy. Then there's that phrase, be joyful. That means to exult, to be jubilant. It is a very emotional response to the circumstances of life. In fact, as we look at this verse the next few days, I want to focus upon this thought. We can find the joy of the Lord in all circumstances. And we want to look at three reasons. The first reason is this. We can find joy because God is our refuge. Notice the text again. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. That phrase, put their trust in. That means to seek refuge, to flee for protection. The word was used literally of taking shelter from a rainstorm or from any danger in the high hills. Today, where do most people go to find their protection? Well, they seek that protection from people or their things or money or possessions or amusements or hobbies. But for us, we need to find our joy and our refuge in God. And then we have this word trust that brings joy. Psalm 33:21 says, for our heart shall rejoice in him because we have trusted in his holy name. And we have this word trust, to have confidence in. And trust what? God's holy name, his character. How trustworthy is the character of God? How trustworthy is the character of world leaders? Why do we and why should we put trust in God? Because of his holy character. Would we stake our eternity and happiness upon our world leaders? Why not God? And why should trust bring rejoicing? Psalm 13:5 says this, but I have trusted in thy mercy. My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation. God has treated us with mercy. That Hebrew word means to have loving kindness for, or to have a loyal love towards someone. God's mercy withholds deserved punishment and brings the joy of salvation. I don't know about you, but I never knew real joy or happiness until the day I trusted Jesus Christ to be my Lord and Savior. It is at that time he forgave me of all my sin. And he cleansed me from all my sin. And he took away the guilty burden of all my sin. And he gave me joy. Where else could you and I be happier than in the shelter of our God? Can it be in a career? Can it be in a wonderful house? Or an expensive sports car? Or in looking and finding a new relationship with someone? Or in anything or anyone but our God? If God is our refuge in the storms of life, then we can surely find joy. Thanks for being with me today.